Welcome back, everyone, to RTG TV, and we're here for the final round of Monday Tiers Season 14, I should say Monday Tier 1 Season 14. And we're here where we started the season in Thursdays at Abu Dhabi, and it's going to be a sprint format event, of course, the old format from 2022 with the 18-minute short quali. And then we've got the sprint race, which I think is 9 laps here, and then the full distance race after lap. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've just got it up on my screen. It's 10 laps and then 29 laps for the Grand Prix. The circuit is 3.281 miles. And for some reason on my stats, I haven't got it in kilometres. So, Lee, kilometres? We haven't done this before. It's always been slick.
5.281 kilometres.
There we go, 2 DRS zones, and it's got 16 corners. We're running the C5 softs, C4 mediums, and C3 hard tyres. And yeah, as I said, 10 laps for the sprint. But before then, we've got this 18-minute qualifying session. Apologies, I'm going to be a bit rusty this evening. I was up late last night watching the Super Bowl. I didn't even finish watching it. I only watched it to the last quarter and then didn't see the overtime. So yeah, I'm a bit worse for wear after watching that last night and consuming some alcohol as well. So yeah, I'm not going to be on top form. I might be, but hopefully these guys will be. And as you all know, the Drivers' Championship is settled already, and our champion-elect is this man right here, Josh McGill, who's just about to start a lap, who technically wins the first tier system season in RTG, so he really is the top dog, and winning that tier 1, so he's going to have a target on his back next season. And then Nice Job Mate is in second. That's pretty much confirmed for him. There is a chance that Prodigy could get up in second. He's third. Paul Jones is fourth. Fifth is RC Racer. And to be fair, from starting where he did in terms of not being with us until China, which was round 5, he's fifth in the championship. So that's a very, very good effort from him in his first season for RTG. McLaren are leading the Constructors' Championship, and they're followed by, again, the Alfa Romeos, who you're watching Josh McGill going around the track. And then in third is Mercedes. So I think it's just between Alfa Romeo and McLaren now. So are they going to get the drivers and the constructors, or are McLaren going to take that away from them? I said that a couple of weeks ago in Vegas. And obviously, as soon as I said it, they had the massive crash with the Alpine. I think it was Matthew, wasn't it? But anyway, yeah, we're back for the final round. Back with Lee again. You're getting a lot of treats with me and Lee on a Monday, which shouldn't have been, but it did in the end. Quite like Abu Dhabi now, don't you? Do you? New layout? Do you prefer it?
Yeah, no, it still is a good track, but I think there's still a couple of little nuances with the track at times. I mean, sometimes it could be a little bit hard to overtake. I mean, some people would rather wait until the second DRS zone to overtake, but then again, being swooping left-hander, it's not exactly the best overtaking place, I would say, compared to going down into the chicane at the end of the first DRS zone.
Good evening,
Personal
by the way.
Opinion.
Yeah, I was going to say good evening.
And good evening.
Didn't even say that, I just asked him a question. Yeah, as I said, I'm rusty today. Lee, did you know actually Super Bowl? Do you know who won it? I know you don't really have any interest in NFL at all, but do you know who won it?
I think it was 26-25. Chiefs?
I can't even remember what it was now. I looked at it this morning. But it was the Chiefs. I was supporting the 49ers because they were kind of the underdog. But anyway, it was actually a decent game. But obviously it was helped by probably the alcohol and the fact it felt like it went a lot quicker than it did. Nice Job Mate is just coming down to the left-hander of turns, can't remember off the top of my head, 6 and 7. I was going to be right, I just didn't want to say it. And we go down the back straight. Lee's now made it as well, a little investment, and bought himself a book of all tracks, a bar, Singapore new layout, and Las Vegas, yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's up to, I've noticed, it's got up to Miami, Magellan even.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to Magello. Of course, I'll have Portimao as well.
Yeah. Of course, we've got a nice job. Last one to settle up. 5th, 122.837. So that's everyone that got their first laps on the board.
I'm just having a think here, Lee. Just doing a bit of maths.
You know how to do that?
Got it wrong. Both championships have now officially been decided. Josh McGill is the lone Alfa Romeo this evening. The maximum amount of points he can pick up is 30. And they are 44 points behind. So
Alfa Romeo still cut.
That's what I mean, Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, they can still catch.
No, they can't.
If it's a 1-2, if both of them are in there.
There's only one Alfa Romeo, Lee. I just said that.
Oh. Well, I missed that.
Yeah, so McLaren have now become champions, unless... So we are going to kind of say they're champion-elect, but they're not. But they are, because we've still got a bit of time for another Alfa Romeo to turn up, because they can turn up late. But as soon as the lights go out in the race, then they will be champion. But up until then, they're still hesitant. Who is the second Alfa Romeo?
No one.
There isn't one.
That's sealed. It's sealed.
Yeah, because I don't even think the reserves get the... Do they get the constructor points? I don't think they do. Or do they?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they do. Yeah, so McLaren are constructors champions. So this is the only race of the season where, apart from the race win, there is nothing else up for grabs, or obviously up for grabs in the future, being this is the last race. Don't let it dissuade you, though, because I tend to find when there's nothing left on the line and it's the last race,
it's just straight up brawling, pretty much.
Yeah, because there'd be some leagues you could probably still say that are out there that you'd be a bit concerned maybe about tonight, because people could just be idiots, and obviously they wouldn't really have any repercussions from it because it's the end of the season and they might not be doing another season. But I know a lot of these lads will probably be back in again for the next season. I'm not sure if we've had the vote out, for the 2 days we're doing. I still think we're staying with 2 and not going back to 3. I don't think we're ever going to go back to 3 now, personally. I think 2 is quite nice, to be fair. And we do, obviously, but apart from the odd week, we do seem to get almost a close or a full house. And I don't believe there's any reserves tonight.
Nope, none. So, full grid. There was meant to be a
17th, wasn't there? Yeah. Who was it? Josh McGill. We've got. No, there's no Matthew. There's one Alpine. Yep. So maybe he will arrive late. He's still got time. Obviously, he can still join in the sprint as well, technically. So he's got almost like a full quali session worth of time, because technically it's still qualifying the sprint.
John, if you're listening out there, give him a kick up the rear and get him into his rig. Let's see.
Just having a look, and I will have to say, right, we're doing so well. Like we've really tried to step. And hopefully, people have noticed. I mean, they've tried to step up our game this season. I know I haven't had highlights of the week from week 9. Again, it's just my rota at work. I'm just doing a lot of work at the end of the week where the video would be made. And just, if I'm brutally honest, I come home and it's kind of the last thing I want to do. But I have a day off the day after tomorrow, and I'm going to do it then. And then it'll be out that day or the day after, probably that day. So it won't be too late. but at least you'll get the full 10. And if you didn't ever want to watch the, because that's the kind of thing I wanted to do with it. If you wanted to go back and look at a season, you can go and look at the highlight video. You're not going to go and look at the live stream. So if you ever want
people might.
Yeah, they might do, but I think, if you want to get a bigger picture quicker.
Yeah, true.
The other thing, I think it's pretty much confirmed. In terms of me and Lee doing it, it's confirmed. We're trying to get the admins and owners in to do a end of season review / podcast. I'm not sure if we'll split it up into two or do it in one bulk and do like Mondays in the first half of the video and then Thursdays in the second half, or do 2 different videos, but between the off seasons, which might be a 1 or 2 week break. Hopefully it's a 2 week break if we're doing this, because it will take me a bit of time to do it. But we'll get that out to you. Overtakes in the month, they'll be out next week as well for February. If anyone's listening to this now or later on when you're watching it back, get your, I know some people have already, but get your requests in for Overtake of the month, because otherwise I'm going to pick them and you might be disappointed with which ones I pick. So get those in, and just make sure I won't name names. A couple of people have given me Overtakes of the month, and I'm thinking they're in February, not January. So it's for January, not Feb, because we're still in the middle of that. And obviously this one might be a bit of a shorter month for Overtakes of the month, actually, because we're going to have, as I said, a bit of an off-season break in February. But nice job, looking really well here, actually. I've stayed on board with him for the majority of this lap. He makes his way around the final corner. But again, this isn't the real deal just yet. In the next few minutes it will be, to see who gets on the front row. I like the way that Josh McGilley is already retired. He's that confident.
Yeah, it seems that he's just like, I'll just do one lap, done, and then, well, he's seen the pace of it. It's quite a quick lap. And, Racer, RC Racers went and retired also. Is that on track or no? No, that's in the pit lane.
Yeah, it is in the pit lane. But overall, Lee, this has been I think in the last 2 or 3, 4 seasons, probably 3, it has, I don't know about you, but it has just been getting better and better. And I think the way they've done this tiers, yes, we haven't gone to a final round of a title fight, but the first, so I know obviously you weren't with me the whole time, but you've definitely been here the majority of the back half of the season. But there's so many different winners this season.
Oh yeah, it's been insane. Like how different it's been with the battles and everything all over the track happening pretty much all the time.
You say that, but these guys have got more intelligent, and they like to bide their time, which is not as good for us. But you do see a lot of trains, don't you? Because I think this game as well, DRS is quite powerful, so you've got to pick your moment, haven't you? And and take it then, and that's kind of, I think, for the racing for this game, it's not so good, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like it in a racing perspective for myself. Because I think the DRS is too powerful, but as we always say, 2020 and 21, they had like a real sweet spot. I can't even think of which one's better than the other, really.
I honestly hate the DRS system. In all honesty, I think they should just get rid of it and just go back to simple, like the way it was like 20 years ago, just straight up racing.
What I think should happen is take a bit of Super Formula do it, and IndyCar, the push to pass.
What's that?
So you know how obviously they have the overtake button? It's essentially that, but you only get a certain amount of seconds for the whole race.
Oh.
But because they run normal combustion engines in IndyCar, it's like a turbo boost. But they only get a certain amount of seconds, but you can use it to attack and defend. But in IndyCar they call it push to pass. I think they call it something different in Super Formula, but it's the exact same system basically. But I think that's yes. But as I said, the ERS isn't like how you have to save it up here. Obviously, if we were doing it with a high, obviously I'm not an engineer or a mechanic, so I could just be talking absolute rubbish as GT comes across the line with a 124.1. But you could have a battery that stores so much energy, couldn't you? And that would literally just use that energy throughout the whole race. And like, if you've used it in the first like 5 laps and it's diddums, I was going to say another word, but I'm not going to say it. It's
basically games up the pole, pretty much.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So I think that's a better system than DRS. If you're going to try and help for overtaking, and as you said, it kind of goes more to a purer overtake as well, with just but you're still using a hybrid engine anyway. So, but anyway, we'll see. But yeah, I agree with you. Some tracks I really like DRS, and some tracks I really hate it.
Yeah, because like Spain, I would say you'd end up getting trains just constant.
I'm so sorry, guys. We've been completely off the off point. Well, no, we've been on Formula 1 point, I guess. I'm just getting excited for the new season starting as well.
Prodigy
goes on provisional pole for the sprint with a 121.960. And the only thing we didn't get there was a benchmark. I completely forgot. And so did you. Maybe we can find it if we quit. Oh, no, there's no point now. There's 40 seconds left. We'd noticed 10 minutes ago. It would have been absolutely fine. But yeah, 121.960. And I have been keeping an eye, even though I've been talking about other Formula 1 related stuff, or other things about the game. I have been keeping an eye out on what's going on. And the cars, for me, Lee, they seem really out of sync. Like, a load of them have gone out quite early, and there's a big grid. Like, obviously, you've got a track map as well. Like, down the back straight now, there's quite a lot of them close together. And I think some of them are on laps, and some of them have just finished, as we get the checker flag now.
It's a bit hard when you've got traffic as well, because it's going to disrupt the airflow. And, I mean, you're going to be better on the straights, of course, but in the
Here
corners,
comes
not so
Pippo,
much.
and he does a 122.186. Now, this man, I think today, not really going to even be thinking about today when he's driving, because this man is all about this Thursday, and we talk about the championship fight. Come back for Thursday, because we've got a swing in the championship. I think he's a 15-point gap the other way now to Pippo Kennedy, and Chuckle has got a tall order on Thursday, so make sure to check that one out. Chuck comes across the line, his brother we were just talking about, as Paul Jones goes for fastest, the Thursday champion, for one more week.
Yeah, but I just looked at the benchmark there. It was a 122.302 from Thursday, round 1, season 14. So matched it up real quick.
What was the time, sorry?
122.3.
Oh, 4/10. 3 what?
Yep. I just missed that. 02.
Anyway, by the looks of things, Prodigy is on pole for the sprint with that 121.960.
Yeah, absolutely smashing time there from Prodigy. There in the Mercedes, only one to get into the 121s there. And then it was a nice job, mate, just behind him in the McLaren. And it was Josh McGill, the champion up to now anyway. Pippo Kennedy in 4th, and it was Paul Jones, RC Racer, Chuck, Lee, Chuckle in 9th, 10th was Ginge, Tiny was in 11th, then it was Looney Man, Prof, Royal Rumble, and then Danny, and at the back is the Ferrari of GT Ord. And now in just a few moments we will be getting on to the sprint, where we're going to have 10 laps of racing, 52.81 kilometres or 32.81 miles of racing.
Right, so as you know, there is no formation lap, and I wonder if we'll ever get that back this game, or even in future games.
No. It's EA, so no, we won't.
What are we looking like on tyres here, then? All on mediums, if I look at things. That's interesting. So they don't think the softs are going to go all the way. It's only 10 laps.
Some of them will probably be opting to keep them for the next race, for the main race.
Yeah.
Because as well, with a sprint race, you do get less tyres for qualifying, don't you?
You do, but just remember we're going to be resetting the lobby after this session ends because we've got no safety cars for the sprint.
Oh, shoot, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so we'll have fresh sets for the race. It's the one unique feature that these guys get in RTG for sprint weekends. Or sprint event, should I say, because we're not on the weekend. Not the best day of the week. Really not. So, we've got Prodigy on pole, who I am now for sure is taking the most amount of poles this season. Obviously, it doesn't really count as the pole. Well, it does in our stats anyway, because I just take qualifying as the qualifying and the sprint. We should be getting the sprint underway any second now. It feels like a bit of a longer wait than usually.
Yeah, but it does, but I'm going to start the wee countdown and see if we get it. No. Did it, don't. No, it didn't work.
He did it once before. It did not work. No, we've had a little bit of a longer wait than usual. It really is. So, it's 10 laps of this race. It's 52 kilometres and 32 miles. And we've got the lights now. There's 2, 3, 4 and 5 of them. Prodigy on pole. Nice job alongside him. We're away for the sprint in the finale of season 14. We've got an error with the standings there. Prodigy is in the lead as he goes into turn 1. The McLaren is fighting with our champion of Josh McGill, who is down to 4th as Chuck moves up on RC Racer, and he's down in 8th, the driver in 5th in the championship. Down towards turn 5, it looks like it's going to be 3 wide almost between the McLaren, Ferrari and Alpine, and then that McLaren tries to go at the inside of the Haas there, as he's still alongside him as we go down the back straight, and Chuckle now trying to get the straight line speed, getting in the toe of the Red Bull as Josh McGill gets past the other McLaren into turn 6, sorry. And through turn 7.
Contact. Just seen contact there. I think that may be the Mercedes or Ginge. I'm unsure. I'm trying to have a real look.
There's Ginge. Yeah, he's had a stronger second half of the season in season 14. As Danny
Rumble.
Danny and Royal Rumble switching places. And now Royal Rumble losing a place to GT Ord as well. And Prof is down in last place at the moment. Tiny trying to go left and right and trying to make up the place on Lee in the hotel section, which is a tall order. And as you can see, he wasn't able to do anything there, but he was ducking left and right, trying to see what he could do. As we got blue flags waved, and I think that must be a glitch. Surely we can't have anyone who's already been lapped. 2 drivers are in the pits. That's interesting. I'm assuming for damage. Both of them. There would be no other reason why they would be doing that. The 25 Aston Martin having its wheels changed and front nose changed as well onto soft tyres now. That's pretty much the obvious choice after a couple of laps gone. GT Ord almost doesn't know he's going any which way he wants there. Apologies again, the timing charts are a little bit wrong at the moment, as RC Racer was very close, and the concertina effect really showed on the timing graph there when they went through 6 and 7, going down towards the braking zone of turn 9, which of course was reprofiled in 2021. I'm actually not sure if I prefer it or not in terms of sort of qualifying times, but overtaking it seems to be more difficult than it used to be. Into the hotel section as we duck under the hotel at 13 and 14 and then move back to the left to swoop through the almost flat out right-hander. It might be in the sprint. It is in qualifying. I don't think it is with 55 kilos of fuel on board. As they go on to lap 3, DRS will now be enabled. Like I said, folks, we're not going to be disturbed by VSCs or safety cars because they're turned off for this session before we go to the next, which will be a reset lobby. So we get a little bit of a break as well. Down into turn 5, keeping an eye on RC Racer as Paul Jones here getting close. And the gap is not moved between anyone really at the moment.
No, but I'm noticing that right now. It's only been Ginge who's fell out of that 1 second range of the cars ahead. And everybody's still quite clustered together.
I was going to say, Ginge to the leader. So 11th to 1st is 4.5 seconds.
Jeez. That is quite insane. Tiny, is he going for it there? He is on the Alpine of Lee. Carrying so much more speed there. Down into turn number, I forget, 9.
9.
Yeah.
It's a nice job getting close again. It's like concertina effect bunches them all up, but nowhere to really get past here unless someone makes a mistake. Getting as close to that wall out of turn 14. And you usually, I don't put it up for commentating, but you usually have the hub up, don't you, as well, with the throttle, trace and brake. So are they?
Yes.
Are they going through the penultimate corner flat? Or not? Are they lifting a little bit? I'm assuming because they're in a big queue, they are having to lift. We'll see when we get there.
Yep.
We'll see when we get there.
Yep, down into turn 5 now. Would Josh McGill be possibly going for it now here? I don't think he is. I'm using that DRS onto slipstream.
I think he certainly is.
He's not even going to need to.
No,
Later on the brakes. Oh, Prof set the fastest time, so I think he's back in the lobby now. I think he glitched out for a minute.
As we go down the back straight, Prodigy now having the DRS back at Josh McGill.
Oh, he actually lifted off there.
Having to be defensive here. Pippa Kennedy happened to be defensive on his teammate Chuck, as Chuckle is just behind him as well. And I wonder if we lose or Pippo and Chuckle come together, not come together. Oh. Don't want to do any jinxes. I'm so sorry.
Chuckle getting a wee bit wobbly there.
And now he's got RC Racer right on his tail. Yeah, sorry. What I was trying to say is if Chuck, if something happens to him or you know, a bit later on, and Chuckle and Pippo are one place in front of the other, I wonder how hard they're going to race each other tonight. Wonder if there's going to be any mind games for Thursday.
Possibly. I mean, we just have to wait and see, but right now we're going to see if there's going to be any overtakes here. Prodigy looking quite close up to now, and he's going to have that DRS superiority over that Alfa Romeo, who is having to keep that rear wing shut, and he could be vulnerable to nice job, mate. But he decides to back out, and he's going to possibly just bide his time and wait. See how things are going to go as they get the DRS open on the run down into turn 9. And Josh McGill, is he going to go for it here? I don't think he is. No, he backs out of it at the last second.
One sec, mate. I'll just stay with this front pack for a second. I'm still going to be here.
Yeah. We are coming under the beautiful hotel section there. I would say absolutely gorgeous, especially in the night. And we're seeing the drivers are going full pelt around that penultimate corner of turn 15 there. We'll see if these guys are going to go for any overtakes. I mean, RC Racer less than 2/10 there behind the McLaren of Chuckle, and it looks like Chuckle has dropped back just a little on his brother in the Red Bull. Oh, RC Racer having a wee peek up the inside there. I think he's trying to offset Chuckle here.
So RC Racer getting super close there. Maybe a bit too close. Actually made contact with the back of the McLaren as we're on the front wing, actually, camera there of the Haas. That was a really good camera shot, actually. I didn't see that too often. And oh, was that a
who's that?
Nice job.
He's round. Nice job.
Yeah, nice jobs around. And now Chuck's just got past Paul Jones because I think he's got a problem.
Yeah, we'll try and have a wee quick
look. Lee, but he technically, I think he's going to have to give that back because he went off the track.
I don't think so, but you could see front wing damage there. And at this track, it is really hard with if you've not got a front wing. There's so many fast corners. You need that downforce in order to keep the car glued to the circuit.
Are we going to see an attempt here from RC Racer? Maybe into turn 5, because you get the DRS, but I suppose they're all still in this in a train. Really, there is a bit of a gap, and again we've seen this so low, especially in the second half of the season. Seen this so much. Prodigy and Josh McGill fighting for first position as we go into turn 5. On lap 7, Josh moves up into first. RC Racer moves into 5th. And or I think, did he defend 5th place there? I think that might have been what it was.
He's moved past Chuck there, up into 5th place, going into turn number 6 there. But he is flashing away, and so is Chuckle. But it looks like he's going to be able to still get the move done. It looked like a little bit of contact there between the rear right of the Haas and the front left of the McLaren. But regardless, still manages to move up into 4th. Now he's got a 1.3 second gap to Pippo Kennedy. Fortunately enough, Pippo Kennedy's not got any DRS when they come around turn 5. Unless he manages to catch up to the Mercedes of Prodigy, who's up ahead.
Yeah, well, they've started to break away now as we've got 3 laps to go of the sprint. I definitely think for league racing as well, I find that circuits sometimes are better in real life and actually sometimes better in game when it's kind of the other way around. This track, though, league racing's been very good since they've made the changes, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I would say this track is better in game for like us sort of guys. Prodigy thought going for the move, and he's managed to make it complete. But is Josh going to be coming back at him on the rundown into turn 9? We'll be able to soon find out. Onyman and Ginger also swapping places there. We'll see, is Josh going to go for it? He's not using any battery at the moment. And he could be just saving that for the last lap to get that little blitz at the end.
Ginge now going around the outside at turn 9, or is he? Or are we going to see Looney Man trying to keep the position? They actually come together there and still side by side here through turn 13 and 12 before it. Now 14, and Looney stays in 9th place.
Oh, but good. Ginger's pretty much pushing him along there into the final 2 corners.
We're going down towards turn 1 on the penultimate lap, and you're watching Looney Man and Ginge. That's Ginge there, actually loses the rear of the car slightly, and that would have lost him a little bit of time, but he seems to have got it back quickly and not lost much at all into turn 5. We're going to have to go a bit further forward because are we going to see a change of lead here on the penultimate lap? It's more than likely going to happen on the final lap if it is to happen.
Yep, they've both got an absolute shed load of battery there.
Tiny, Chuckle and Chuck are all squabbling for 5th place.
No way, no. Tiny right up the centre of both of them. And now he's going to get
Is
the
he?
outside.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God!
Wow, wow,
What a
wow.
move!
That was very good. Undramatic as well, almost as well. He had such good speed out of the corner. I think he did get a bit of aid there, but Chuckle doesn't want to let him have it for too long. Chuckle around the outside at 13. What a move from Chuckle, but he goes off the track, goes over that white line on the exit of 14, and he gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, bit harsh, because it was such a good move as well.
It was, I'm not going to lie, that was amazing battling from them. And I think this is going to be the big battle here to watch. But right now, further up front, Josh McGill and Prodigy have been battling out the whole race. Josh McGill getting right close to that back of that Mercedes there. And he could be the way to go for the move. No, he's waiting to now. Prodigy using his battery just that little bit earlier, but with the DRS, that is assisting Josh McGill to them superior speeds, and he's just going to be nice and patient. And it looks like he's going to do it going into turn 9, and Chuckle actually losing 2 places there. I'll move back further. What are they switching back and forth? No way.
Is Tiny going to go for it here? I think he is. To the outside. Is Chuckle going to try it as well here on Chuck? I don't think there's going to be much brotherly love on this last lap. He's still trying it, and he's kept with it, which means he's got the inside for the next couple of corners, but he's backed out of it.
And is he going to lose a place to Lee in the Alpine? Lee's going off the track.
That was a little controversial. Prodigy comes around the final corner to take pole for the race, and that extra point, the 1 point that you get in sprint races in RTG this season. Josh McGill is second, Pippa Kennedy is third, and RC Race is fourth. Tiny is going to be fifth, and with those time penalties, it has knocked Chuckle down to 8th place as well.
I've got to say though, that is definitely high contender for overtake of the month there.
Overtake of the season?
Possibly. That was just beautiful.
Do you mean the more? Oh, he's retired a bit early. Is our Chuckle?
Oh, so he's in 8th, right? He finished. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's streamed anyway.
Oh no way. Unfortunately enough, so will be reset. So
maybe you could be a nice person, Lee, and because I think you have the stream up, don't you? Go back, take a screenshot, send it. Just in case. Let's see. Anyway, that is the end of the sprint. As we said, there is going to be a lobby reset. Actually, I'll do it, Lee, because you do the rundown.
Yep, but certainly there. So we've got Prodigy there who managed to brilliantly defend Josh McGill there in the closing stages there and steal that first place in signals. Of course, Josh McGill, then it was Pippo Kennedy in third, fourth was RC Racer, then it was Tiny pulling off that spectacular overtake on the brothers of Chuckle and Chuck, and then it was Chuck in sixth, then it was Lee in seventh, eighth was Chuckle, Ginge was ninth, then 10th was Looney Man, then it was Nice Job Mate, Danny, Paul Jones, Royal Rumble, Prof, and then GT in 15th. Of course, we'll have to double check with Chuckle whereabouts he finished due to that time penalty.
8th.
But I think it was 8th at the end.
It was 8th. Right, we'll be back with you in a minute. We'll literally just have a minute break, literally minute 2 max, and we'll be back. So just stay tuned, and we'll be with you. And we're back. So, 29 laps of the Grand Prix to come. It was a lot quicker than I thought, actually. They got that sorted. And we've got Prodigy on pole, which he got for the sprint, so nothing's changed there. But the front row has changed. We had a nice job on the front row for the sprint. We've now got Josh and Prodigy on the front row together this time. And unfortunately for Prodigy, just because he's had a couple of little mishaps throughout the season, it's looking likely that he's not going to get a second place in the championship. One that stands out there is Las Vegas. I was meaning to ask him.
Sorry, what? Hello?
Wow, did you not hear me?
No.
You alright? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Just message me if you want. So, yeah, we're about to get underway. 29 laps of the race. And we're going to have a little bit of a longer wait. Hopefully the guys get their setup sorted this time. Is that something I hope happens? Majority, I don't know if you're looking at medium tyres for 15, and one is on the hards, and that's tiny. That might change. Tiny would probably do hards to the softs, would be my guess.
Quite possibly. Seen as well, there's only two people, it's Tiny and Josh McGill, who have went hard. So it could be, we'll see how things are going to go in just a few moments.
I'm going to be brutally honest, I needed a bit of energy, so I was having a little chocolate bar. I've got the last couple of bites.
And we're away for the start of this final Grand Prix here. We'll get seen Prodigy managed to get a good start there, but Josh McGill not really getting a good start. The RC Racer managed to move up into its third there, and Pebble Kennedy dropping 3 places and make that 4 as we see Chuck managing to get past around the outside to turn 3. Now we've got Chuckle up the inside at turn 5 there on Pebble Kennedy. Oh, getting a little bit out of shape there. And Pebble Kennedy managed to get that place back a little back on target.
What did I say? What did I say in the sprint? If these two get close together, are they going to be aggressive with each other? We're 3 wide down towards turn 6. Chuckle. Oh, just ahead of Pippo there. He almost went into his brother as we go around turn 7. The Alpine as well trying to sneak a move. Lee looking at the outside there, but the traction wasn't good enough from him. And he has to slip in and tuck in behind the wake of the Red Bull. To the inside he goes at turn 9. He's got a nice inside line there for him as Pippo went a bit deep into the corner, and that cost him the place. Apologies for the start.
Good munching on your chocolate.
Yeah, it was literally a bite as well. Like, to be fair, I had myself on mute, didn't realise, because I was trying to do it. I was going to do it with it in my mouth, but you saved me. So, yeah. But by turn 2, it was eaten. That's what I mean. It was like 5 seconds. I was just eating it at the very worst moment. Anyway, less said about me. As we go down towards turn 5. Of course, DRS not available until the next lap. You see pit stops at the bottom there. It was recommending 2 mediums to hards, or obviously vice versa, and then soft, medium, medium. So maybe a hard soft isn't possible.
We could find out in just a few laps time.
Here goes Ginge.
Ginge and Pippo.
Yeah, I'm already on it. I was already on it, my friends. And yeah, look, Pippo's lost 2 places now. 3 places. 3 places?
Yep, from Ginge, nice job, and Paul Jones. He just keeps on going backwards from starting up in 3rd place. He's down in 11th now. And it's not like he's made a mistake, it's just been getting overtaken, unfortunately.
So we're going to get DRS this lap, as we're seeing new fastest laps come in. Jackal taking it for now, but maybe there'll be someone behind in this queue of cars, as we've still got all 16 in.
Yeah, Winnieman's dropped down quite a bit. He had to have a pit stop, I think, is he? Yep, he has. But looking
Who's
at
had
the
to have a
biggest
pit stop,
gainers,
sorry?
Winnieman. So he must have got damage on the lap 1. Paul Jones, though, biggest gainer up to now. He's up 3 places from 13th now. And he's trying to chase down. Nice job, mate. But nice job is going for Ginge, and he's going for the inside line. That turn number 6 are still going to be side by side, and he just manages to get it done. And now he's on to chasing down the Alpine of Lee. He's going to have that DRS to keep Ginge back. And they're all on the DRS train all the way down to 13th, actually.
It's, it's the exact same. It's pretty much a carbon copy of the start of the sprint, actually, in terms of the intervals between everyone.
Yeah, this track does like to keep the drivers quite close to each other, and of course that does create quite a better spectacle. RC Racer quite close to the back of Josh McGill. Could we possibly see an overtake happening out of turn 5? You can see his sparks flying there from the back of that Mercedes, showing how low he is running that to the ground.
So, here we go. Nice
Josh.
job. And Josh as well. So I was looking at a bit further back, and they got RC Racer getting involved as well. So Prodigy's lost the lead now. Josh McGill's up into 1st, and he's now got to look in his mirror. Is it RC Racer? Because he's looking pretty decent at the moment. Of course, won that race in Spain a few weeks back.
RC Racer wet on the brakes.
Maybe
almost went into the back of Prodigy.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too late as we go around turn 5. Turn 5 or turn 9? Now through turns 13 and 14 are past the bay, the Yas Marina Bay, and through the final corner. I don't know about your shot, Lee, but I was getting a helicopter shot there from watching it all through the final sector. It was really nice. I wish you could choose which camera angle you could have off board rather than just the on board, off board. But there you go. As we go through the first couple of corners and then through turn 3, the little slight left of turn 4, the DRS detection point, and then as you can see just ahead of you, going up the hill out of turn 5, it's the DRS activation point, which a lot of them have got right now, apart from Josh McGill, and he's lost the lead where he gained it the lap before.
Chuck going like half off the track there, trying to get the outside line on Tiny, going into turn 6 there. But Tiny managing to just have enough of his car alongside.
And here goes, Josh McGill.
Reclaiming that lead, but hold on just a moment. Prodigy managing to still have that inside line. He's going to be on the outside going into turn 10. And he's still sticking it in there. And unfortunately, by turn 11, he had to bail out of it.
Right, the one very impressive thing is in the first 5 laps of this race is the fact that Josh McGill is on hard tyres, and the majority around him on the mediums, and they're looking pretty good. The 2 compounds actually, the hards always seem to be a little worse for wear actually in terms of getting up to temperature in the first few laps of the race, but he seems to have dealt with it rather rather well. And of course, the other thing we're going to see in the race is, of course, the actual day turning to night, which is unique to this circuit. Of course, we do have night races, but I think this is the only sunset race that we have, which is something quite quirky about it. As nice job, mate. Gets past Chuck. Nice and easy for him as we're just following all the guys going into turns 6 and 7. And it's already starting to feel weirdly seeing these 23 liveries now. Oh,
yeah, certainly. RTG, what do you think he was going for a move on Paul Jones, but had to back out of it there, I think. I'm not sure. Come on, I'll go and have a wee.
Yeah, the one thing I am already noticing, even though obviously not at a game, we haven't actually seen any cars on track apart from the Aston Martin today. A lot more colour in F1 23 than there's going to be in F1 24. Obviously, Aston Martin, though, similar car design than it was last year, but a different shade of green. I think I prefer the green this year than it was last year. But we are going to have 2 green or partly green livery cars on the grid this season. And of course, Alfa Romeo changing to Stakes. There's 2 teams that have on the grid that have changed names now, and I definitely prefer both of them, the older ones, to the new ones. As we go into turn 5, Chuck in a McLaren sandwich at the minute.
He ain't been able to get an overtake done, unfortunately. As the McLaren ahead of nice job, mate, has the DRS also. He's not able to make it because the cars in front have it. But right now, RC Racer looking quite promising there. Looked like he was going to go for a move on Prodigy, but Prodigy, I think he used up a little bit of that battery there. Tiny on the inside of turn 9. Oh, car just understeered a little too much there coming onto the exit. You had to back and go into the behind, sorry, of the McLaren. Nice job, mate.
And again, as I said, it lasted a little bit longer than it did last time, I feel. As we have a yellow flag there, that's for the Ferrari GT Ord. There's Prof, the other Aston Martin, Looney Man, he seems to have had a similar fate to what Prof had in the sprint. So the Aston Martins are having a spot of bad luck this evening.
Yeah,
another yellow flag. Is that GT Ord? He's in the pits. Is he going to retire or is he staying in with us? We'll find out in a second as Prof makes his way around the final corner, and we'll see if those 2 switch places, and I think that's pretty much guaranteed, actually. Oh, sorry, I said Prof again, Looney Man. Told you, I'm not going to be with it today. I do apologise. Chuckle and Paul Jones are squabbling over 7th place. Well, I think Chuckle has been able to keep it. I think he's been there for quite a while. Obviously been next to Chuck. Nice job, mate. Obviously moved up on Tiny now. And we've got 2 drivers with time penalties at the moment, both 3 seconds, and that will be for exceeding track limits going out of the field of play.
Yeah, but of course, it's not really a thing you can do here. Maybe do that in... Sorry, I just got distracted there. You could do that in IndyCar, but not in Formula 1.
I think they're a little stricter now in IndyCar, actually. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of COTA 20... I don't know what year it was, but yeah, when they went to COTA, like probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was you mentioned that quite a lot, actually. I just realised that. You mentioned that. Yeah, you mentioned it pretty frequently. It's obviously burnt onto your skull.
It's just something that really irritates me. The lines are there for a reason. Use them.
There, I found out. Obviously, it's Xbox Forza. You can change the track limit.
Oh, but wait a minute, Chuck using that DRS quite effectively to get past Tiny again. Well,
Ginge getting past Lee at the exact same spot, just a few yards back, is Prof. Now getting past one of the Alpha Tauris, but the other one of Royal Rumble is still with them as he gets a nice launch. Royal Rumble, is this going to turn into an overtake? It might turn into two, because if you get the line right out of turn 7, it can really pay off at the end of the straight. Almost 3 wide, but I feel like Royal Rumble is hesitant to get involved in this because his teammate is also involved in it. And of course, that's the number one unwritten rule: do not hit your teammates or put yourselves both into a dangerous position or scenario. And Prof is now into 12. Nice racing from the three of them, though.
yeah, we'll all say that. And like you said, looking back, what was it, 2016 Spain? That rule got kind of entirely thrown out the window by the Mercedes.
The top 4 now just starting to break away by themselves. We see this week after week as well. 2 to 5 cars, I think, on average. If you watch back, they really start to, form a bit of a queue. But I say that Tiny's only 1.8 seconds behind, but it could be Chuck that's around that distance behind now, as he's getting past the Tiny, going to the inside. But I think Chuck was a bit too aggressive there. Barely left Tiny any space, and Tiny now going to come back at him, as well as Chuckle. And he's thought that he's going to try and optimise on their mistakes as Chuck moves down. Did he go into the back of Tiny there? Oh, here goes Chuckle again at turn 10 and 11 on the brakes into turn 12, and he's got past. We've been seeing moves at this section of the circuit in this race, in the sprint, I think more than I ever have in probably, I don't know, commentating on 15, 20, 25 races at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I've got to say, seeing an overtake there is very, very rare, to be honest. And seen Prodigy getting a lot of out of shape there out of turn 1. But yeah, very rare to see an overtake there. It's not exactly the widest section to be able to get an overtake done, but one place that you definitely can get an overtake done is going down into turn 6. But Josh getting a little bit out of shape there on the exit of turn 5. He's not going to be close enough to get an overtake done unless he's a lot later on the brakes. Nope, he decides to back out for now. Oh, is that a lock-up? I think that was a lock-up there from Prodigy, which caused him to run wide and get a bit out of shape. And then this could be RC Racer's chance to get up into second place here. But he's not going to go for it just yet. He's not got the speed, sorry, should I say. But who has got the speed is the Ferrari of Tiny. And he moves up into 5th past Chuckle there. And whoa! Chuck just coming absolutely flying up on the exit of turn 9 and passes his brother Chuckle. That was just so quick. I just looked up and there it was. He was past him pretty much. But with all the squabbling, it's allowed the top 4 of Josh, Prodigy, RC Racer and Nice Job to all pull away from the rest of the pack.
Bear me a second.
No worries. I'll have a wee quick look at the front 4. They're still quite evenly matched here. And having a wee look further back, we've got this battle going on for 5th place that Tiny is in front of. And a lot of them don't have ERS except from Paul, who's got plenty in the tank still. And while he could see all the cars up in front of him flashing away, bar that Ferrari. That's going to be absolutely a sight for sore eyes. He's up 5 places now from P13, second biggest gainer right now. Nice job, who was up 11 places, 7 places he came up from 11th. But Paul into the pits, same with Chuckle, and nice job. Oh, this could be horrible for the McLaren team as they're going to be double stacking. Oh, keep on them right now. Is this going to hinder them? It is. It's going to hinder Chuckle. Now gets in and gets his tyres changed. That's going to be costing him a good second or two. He could possibly end up coming out behind Paul Jones, and yes, he has. Paul Jones has managed to get the jump on Chuckle in the pit lane due to nice job mate coming in also, and they're going to be losing about 20 seconds at least in that by taking a pit.
Who was that pitted, Lee? Sorry about this, guys. I just had something I had to do.
Nice job, Paul and Chuckle.
Cool.
So now it's turned into a 3-car trend for the lead right now. Could we see Chuckle manage to get the jump on the rest of these guys, or nice job, sorry. Get the jump on the rest of these folks. We'll have a wee quick look at the gap to the leader. So the gap to the leader right now for nice job is 20.1 seconds. And he is just coming around at turn 9 right now. The leaders are just coming around turn 15. Are we going to see any of them jump in? Prodigy jumps in. That's same with RC Racer. They'll be away to jump on. Then White Wall Pirelli compounds. Oh, big lock up there from Prodigy. Of course, it doesn't really matter. The tyres are gone in just a few moments.
Here goes other pit stops. I just realised I had the time penalties on, so I couldn't actually see it. It's an annoying thing when you have the time penalties up, which I'd like to keep up all the time, but then it doesn't show you when the pit stops are. But it's a very, very busy pit lane. Prodigy being at the front here, and the most unique pit lane, I think, probably in all of Formula One, because you can actually kind of race out of here, which is almost what RC Race is doing, trying to get as close to him as possible, is they exit the pits on lap 14.
Yeah, well, of course, we've seen some kerfuffle with that just recently, and I'm unsure if it was practice or qualifying. With
I remember.
Max and
Slowing
Lewis, I think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Lewis. I can't remember who it was. George, I think it was.
Maybe it was Mercedes, but yeah, there was a little bit of controversy regarding the pit lane exit. I say it was fair game, to be honest. For once, a
little dangerous though. A little dangerous. Nice job, mate. Now up to 4th after all those pit stops, and wow, he got a big undercut there, didn't he?
Yeah, he was at Prodigy there, so he's sitting about almost 3 seconds ahead. So nicely done from him, and he's got plenty of clear air ahead of him now.
Oh, Ginge! A 5-second time penalty. I was watching him there, and he was actually like seesawing at the wheel, trying to get the car to slow down as much as he could, but unfortunately wasn't slow enough.
Yeah, but we'll say it is always painful when that happens, and he's been held up.
Yeah, was that held up? I thought, yeah, it couldn't have been a penalty because you can't do the tyres first, and then the penalty after has to be first. So he must have been held up, as you said.
Yeah, that was from the Alfa Romeo of Alpha Tauri of Royal Rumble.
And he pops out just ahead of Danny by around 1.5 seconds, and he's going to have to get his tyres up to temperature as quickly as he can. And Paul and Chuckle's been in a lot of fights today. He's been a very, very busy boy as we go through turn 8 and up towards the braking of turn 9. Is Paul Jones going to dart around the outside here of the McLaren? He's sticking with him. He's holding on to it for as long as he can. Inside now at turn 10, 11, and when we hit the brakes for 12, it's completed. So So the fields now spread out a little bit when we've had pit stops, but RC Racer and Prodigy still very close together, and RC Racer might be in contention for the win here, because I think these two are going to start catching Nice Job a little bit.
Yep, Nice Job is net first at the moment, if we're taking into account stops.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep an eye on this gap up to now and see how things are going to be faring between Prodigy and Nice Job.
The other thing I'm just looking at now as well, so 4 out of the top 5 drivers in the standings have won a race this season. The only one that hasn't is Paul Jones, and he's 4th. It's just because he's been super consistent all season, 14 points, and there's been a load of those 14 points, and I'm not 100% sure what position that is. I think it's like 5th, I think. Just, super consistent. Got his podium last week and fastest lap as well, as Josh McGill comes into the pits, and the race lead is about to change.
Yep, Tiny's now in the lead, but of course he is also on them hard compound tyres. He's going to be the last one to make a pit stop. Now have a wee look. He's going to end up going down all the way to roughly about 10th even, maybe even 11th.
Josh has not come out in the best place here. He really didn't come out in the best place, did he? But he actually...
Maybe he did. He's got that DRS now.
Yeah, maybe. But then, I know Chuckle hasn't got it. He is in the slipstream though, which will be giving him some form of effect, but he will get it down the back straight, the second back straight.
But he's not going to be close enough, unfortunately. He's not got that battery that he needs. He's down, flashing away. And Paul Jones behind him, he's able to see that and know that McLaren will be vulnerable.
So, has Nice Job pit? I can't actually remember, to be honest. But yes, he has. Yeah. So, he's net lead at the moment. He's kind of come from nowhere with that, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would say that.
Just pitted a lot earlier. Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you just pitted a lot earlier, like you said, and he just managed to get a clear undercut on the whole field, pretty much.
Yeah. They're just making their way now down towards turn 6. We're already on lap 18, which is quite a long way through now. 2/3 gone. And Paul Jones getting past Chuckle again. As I said, Chuckle Chuck, those two have been very, very busy, and it doesn't seem like they're going to get a break anytime soon. But the time penalties are starting to rack up now.
Oh, Chuckle on the inside, and Paul on at turn 9. We've got Williams on the outside, McLaren on the inside. Oh, that was a little bit of a jink there from Chuckle. Looked like he just lost that grip there, and that allowed Chuck to slip up the inside there. And now, because of that attempt, Chuckle has lost the place. We'll say absolutely sneaky move there from Chuck. Tiny, now the last one to pit, is in right now. Josh McGill setting the fastest lap at 124.511. And we'll see how far Tiny is going to be coming out in just a few moments. Prodigy, though, sitting nice and close to the back. A nice job, mate.
Sorry about that, I was on pause then. The top three are all within 1 second of each other now, and Josh McGill is just in the distance as Prodigy gets back into the lead again. So nice jobs undercut. Now going to start to see the downside of pitting a bit earlier than the others. RC Racer as well. He's just biding his time, but he's going to know more than the others that the Alfa Romeo is slowly catching up onto lap 20 of a 29 now. Sparks flying from the aluminium skid plate. I think it's aluminium.
I think so. Well, mixed with wood and flint. I think, is it not?
I don't know. I think there is a bit of wood, weirdly. Wood, it's so strange, isn't it? You think about these high-tech cars and they got wood on them.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh McGill now 2.5 seconds. He's gained a second in 1 lap league.
Yep, the tyres are really helping, especially with being on the later side. There's only 3 laps old, and of course these guys have run a bit longer on them hard tyres. Oh, Tiny managing to get past Pippo Kennedy, using them soft tyres quite effectively, when you went onto the softs also. Chuck going for a move on Paul Jones up the inside at turn 9. And he manages to complete it. Nicely done there. He's got Chuckle right behind him now.
There you go, another second actually within about 3/4 of a lap that time. So I think he'll be in DRS range, Josh, by the time we get to turn 5, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe not actually, because he hasn't got the corners, the braking zones to make up the time now. So it stayed at 1.3. Look how early he was getting on the throttle though, and he actually went off the track there. That would have given him a warning.
Yep, quite possibly, but of course he's going to have that.
Oh, sorry, that's GTO. That's a back marker. I thought he was pushing him off the track there, but I suddenly saw he was ghosted in the background again. Here we go, Chuck and Paul Jones and Chuckle behind them. They've been fighting for a bit of time. Who was that at the back there? It's the 2 Alpha Tauris switching places.
Oh, looking at Tiny right now, he could be looking for a move on Lee. He's got DRS and he's on the outside line for going into turn 9. He's already passed him before the braking zone, and he just hooks it right into that corner and manages to get that 8th place Prodigy. Getting a 3-second time penalty, and he's in the lead right now.
Oh, just something that he's got a lot better at. His season has been better this year. But still, always has issues with staying within the field of play, within those white lines, making sure one of the wheels are on the tarmac. RC Racer as well, he's got a time penalty as well. And here comes Josh McGill, DRS open for him. And this certainly must feel like his prey ahead of him. Just focusing on his exit there, turn 7. And just look at the straight line speed advantage when you get the corner right. And RC Racer not giving him the champion elect an easy time, and big old lunge there from the Alfa Romeo, and it's past as well. He
no way.
Driving with no fear. He's driving with absolutely no fear, and maybe that was a bit too much of an ask.
Yeah, I think he's just been a little bit over ambitious there, but like we've seen previously in this race, we have seen overtakes happen around turn 12, 13 and 14. With Josh McGill, I reckon he could possibly end up being in the league by even turn 6. He's sitting right and close with nice job, mate. Great launch there out of turn 5, and now he's alongside that McLaren. He's got them yellow load Pirelli's been able to provide him with the extra grip that he needs, but nice job, mate. He's got well more battery to be able to fight back, plus DRS. Josh McGill's now hunting down the leader of Prodigy.
Yeah, these two are on different tyre strategies, and it seemed like Josh especially was very good on the hard tyre in that first stint, and that's really what's brought him into play now, isn't it? It's definitely took a bit of a gamble on the strategy, but it seems like at the moment it's paying off. But he needs to get past, and he needs to get a gap, because the hards will start coming back in the next few laps.
Yep, they certainly will. Looking at my notes here, mediums could last up to 19 laps. He's already on 7, so I reckon he's got plenty to the end. Oh, yellow flag in sector 3. That is Looney Man, I do believe, who's round at turn 9. Oh no, it was Prof, sorry. Prof is around at turn 9. Unfortunately not being able to get the sufficient grip needed in the rear end. Josh McGill though, sitting right close to the back of that Mercedes, could possibly see an overtake in a few moments.
Are we going to see it this time? No, he decides to wait a little bit longer. And looks like he'll just keep the pressure on as well.
Yep, Pippo and Lee battling out though. Pippo just managing to get past Lee going into turn 6. And when we look further up, Chuck still nice and close, tucked behind Paul Jones there. That.
Oh, apologies. My phone just started playing something. I have no idea why it did that. It's obviously something controlling my phone. Oh. Oh, apologies.
Yeah, you apologise.
Very strange. But yeah, Josh, of course, it's taking the sting out of it a little bit, hasn't it? Because he's he's got a time penalty. He doesn't actually need to get past, really. So, as I said, the hards might come back, but it's still. It's interesting though, because it's now almost feeling like it's between Josh McGill and Nice Job.
Yeah, essentially. Oh, Chuck getting past Paul Jones there, and knew that he was quite close just a few moments ago, and now he's in the 6th place now, past 5th place, sorry, past Paul Jones there. When we further look up the grid though, nice job mate, up 8 places, and he's got the Haas of the RC Racer behind him, so he's going to be a little bit defensive, I would say, while he's on the attack with Josh. He's just going to try and be patient. He's got that battery there that he could use to defend. Oh, Josh actually backing out. Seen Josh lift off quite early compared to
And
Prodigy.
these three going for it again as we're getting into the final stages of this race. We've seen it throughout the sprint and this race between Chuck and Tiny. They're switching places with now Tiny, Paul, Chuckle and Chuck, and now Tiny's involved as well. But keep your eyes on Nice Job Mate and Josh McGill, because it's really between these two, unless they get time penalties as well.
Ooh,
it wasn't one of those, it was Tiny.
Yeah, I'm getting that 3-second time penalties. It's always a tough one. Oh no, you've got 6 seconds now. Turn your ball on. So, go back up to the front. Nice job, mate. You won't be close enough to be able to make a move on Josh McGill, but you can stay with him. He's going to have to make sure that RC Racer does not get past him. Paul Jones looked like he was going exceptionally slow coming round to turn 15 there.
These three have been putting on a show, Paul, Chuckle and Chuck, as Prodigy and Josh McGill looked like they were switching places, then they weren't. We're going to see Chuckle go for it here. It's still three of them that are fighting together. Tiny's just sitting at the back, but he's the one with the time penalty. Of course, Chuck has got one as well as he moves up into fifth, and they're just having a little bit of fun in the last parts of Monday Tier 1 Season 14.
Yeah, I've seen that there. It looked like he was going to go for another move on Chuck, but didn't manage to have the traction that was needed coming out of turn 9.
I've noticed as well that Nice Job is got almost all of his battery to play with here. He's got about, what, 2/3 of it? 3/4 almost?
Yep, but Prodigy and Josh McGill have been saving theirs. And talking about Josh McGill, there he is. He just zooms past the Mercedes of Prodigy, and now he's going to have that little bit of a buffer between him and Nice Job. Unless Prodigy has something to say about it. Is he going to be able to get anything done? The two Chuckles swapping places, and Josh McGill just defending a little bitty there.
Chuck
The
and
two
Chuckle
Chuckles
again.
battling it out again. Red Bull on the outside, McLaren on the inside, and is Chuck going to go for it? He got the better traction out of turn 9 there. We've got McLaren in the outside, we've got the Red Bull on the inside, and now it switches the other way, and the Chuck manages to defend that place quite nicely. Oh, Tiny getting a little bit out of shape there coming out of turn 14.
This is going to be interesting as well. I'm going to keep an eye on the front because, as I said, Nice Job's got loads of battery here and he still hasn't used it. So I think his plan is to use half of it down this straight and then half of it down the one towards turn 9.
Yeah, well, looks like that's what he's doing. He's got that DRS open and he's going to get such a significant boost on them. But Prodigy switches to the left-hand side and manages to get the place on Josh McGill.
Nice Job's really got
to come back.
He might be able to. And are we going to see Nice Job use the battery? He's not even using the battery. Or maybe he is, and it's just not saying it is on my screen because actually it's going down quite considerably. As we see Prodigy and Josh McGill jostling for the lead. Who wants to take it at the flag?
Oh, I thought he was going to make the lunge.
He tried it. He switches back to the left to try and get a bit of a switch back there at turn 13, but it didn't work. Into the penultimate corner of turn 15. And now round the final corner for the final time in season 14. Prodigy drops down. Josh McGill rounds out his championship winning season with a win in Abu Dhabi. Nice job, mate. The driver finishing in second in the championship. And what about this, Lee? It's like poetry. The top three that finish the Drivers' Championship finish the race in the same order.
Yep, absolutely smashing there. From that, the drivers managing to put on quite a spectacle there for us. Oh, Ginge getting that unserved 5-second time penalty. Is that going to cost him? Yes, it does. It cost him a position to the AlphaTauri of Danny. Now we're just going to be a little bit patient and wait for Looneyman and Prof. Unfortunately, they've not had the greatest of races. I think they both pit twice. Oh no, Looneyman pit twice. Prof only once. He had a bit of an error near the end of the race, unfortunately. Just a few laps ago, actually. And now Aston just coming across the line. Last of the drivers. There we go. I will say that was an absolutely smashing race there.
It was a very good last race of the season. I say apologies for me. It's been a bit worse for her.
And don't worry about it. Now we're going to see, was it Josh McGill? Nice job. And Prodigy up on the podium there. And now we move on to the final order. We've got Josh McGill, who runs away with that win, managing to get it at the end there. Nice job in second place. Then it was Prodigy, unfortunately, having that 3-second time penalty put him down into third. RC Racer was fourth. Paul Jones was fifth. Chuckle in sixth. Seventh was Chuck Tiny in eighth. Fortunately, having 6 seconds worth of penalties, but he managed to put in that fastest lap, a 1:24.325, aided with them soft tyres at the end. Pippo Kennedy was ninth. 10th was Lee. Danny was 11th. Ginge 12th, and it was a Royal Rumble. Then Looneyman in 14th, and 15th was Prof and GT Ord in 16th.
I think that could be the only time this season we haven't had anyone DNF.
I was thinking that, to be honest.
Right, so that's it. Monday Tier 1, Season 14 is done. But
Driver of the day? Driver of the day?
Driver of the day. Driver of the day. I'm going to have to give it a nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice
Cool.
job, mate. Gets our drive. Yeah, 11th. I would either say that or Paul, but because he gets on the podium, I think that just nudges it out slightly. He was a bit further back, but honourable mention to Paul Jones as well, because he did very well, especially keeping us quite entertained with Chuckle and Chat. Right, so as I said, that's the end of Tier 1's Season 14, and we'll be back in a few weeks for Season 15. We haven't got a date set yet, but we'll put it on the socials when we find out. And so before then, you're going to get another 2 highlights of the week. So keep an eye out for that. You're going to get overtakes of the month from January. I know we're almost in the middle of February. Ignore that. It'll be a bit smoother next month. And some other things as well coming in the pipeline before the next season. But we've got one more race of Season 14. So come back on Thursday. We are racing around Saudi, I think.
When is that? On Thursday?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is the final race. And come and watch that one. Obviously, championship fight between Chuckle and Pippo Kennedy. So yeah, check us out at 8 o'clock on Thursday. But from Monday Tier 1 until next season, it's goodbye from me and from Lee.
Peace out.